So I flip houses. I don't really wholesale much, and people are always asking me like, "How do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it?" Like flipping, wholesaling, it's all sales, right?
Yeah,
If you can't sell, you're not going to get a deal. I don't care what CRM you have, what Podio, what kind of marketing. If you can't sell, you're not going to close deals.
yes, sir.
Period. Hey guys, it's your favorite real estate investor, Brian Davila, and today I am interviewing the king of acquisitions. His name is Keith Everett. He's going to be teaching you how his wholesale company closes more than 100 deals a year. He's also going to be sharing how they made $153,000 last week in wholesale fees. But before we start, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm always interviewing the best investors, wholesalers, and realtors in the country, and you don't want to miss these interviews. Also, before we start, Keith has a course on acquisitions. So if you're trying to improve your acquisition skills, make sure to check it out. It's in the comments and description below. I'll see you guys at the interview. I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, and I really appreciate you coming on because I know you're super busy. And the reason why I wanted to have you on is because I could tell by watching your content, you're a real giver. There's a lot of people who are posting on Instagram who are like, look at me, look at my this, look at my that, but there's no substance. Last night, it was like 10 o'clock here, so I know it was later over there. You were answering questions, like, you're constantly giving back. So I want to say thank you. I'm a big fan, and I know a lot of people watching this are going to be very grateful. But
Yes, sir.
the first topic I wanted to talk to you specifically about is mindset. You have a family, you run a business, you are running it at a high level. You have such high energy. I was watching you last night answer questions at like 11, 12 o'clock at night. How are you keeping your mindset so strong?
Yeah, man. So, first and foremost, man, I am a man of God, first and foremost. And I like to meditate a lot, man. I spend a lot of time with myself because I'm the type of person that I'm so in tune with the internal being of myself. I want to make sure that I'm isolated for, a large bit of the time so that way I'm able to think like I need to think. You know what I mean? So I'm
Mhm.
big on that, man. I'm big on just keep pushing forward. I believe in everything that we go through in life. It's just building up our endurance. And I tell
Mhm.
my team all the time, and I tell people around me, man, you got to hustle with no emotions. It's going to be a lot of stuff that goes on, but at the end of the day, we all know that life goes on. So when stuff start
Mhm.
happening in my life, I start thinking about other people. I start thinking about the people that I'm responsible for. And I start thinking about the people who look up to me. And that's a blessing. And I just keep on moving forward, man. I just don't let nothing knock me off my block because I feel like it's a higher mission that I'm after right now. So
Mhm.
I just tell anybody out there, man, especially if you're just starting out, just keep hustling, man. Just keep going. No emotions. Hustle with no emotions.
Mhm.
Everything will never be perfect. So as long
Mhm.
as you're willing to keep going, keep educating yourself, keep taking action, then eventually you're gonna run into the blessing.
So let's talk about meditation. How long have you been meditating?
Man, I would say, man, honestly, I've been doing it a whole lot, man. Probably for like the last year and a half. But when the
Mhm.
pandemic came, man, there was so much noise going on. I had
Mhm.
to do something or continuously do something to keep my mind real, real calm. So that just helped
Mhm.
me. I just like to think. I like to know exactly how I feel. And a lot of times, people got so many people around them, they never get the opportunity to spend time with themselves and see what they really want.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to talk to you about the mindset thing because of, what's going on in the world, the politics, the virus, even personal drama. Can you walk me through how you meditate? What does that routine look like?
Yeah, man. So for me, I wake up very, very early. I like to, wake up when everybody else is still asleep. So
Mhm.
whether I need to walk around, where I like to cut all the lights off. I like to pray. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I just like to sit and think everything I got to do, for that day. I like to release everything or anything that I got inside of me. And that's
Mhm.
how I'm able to just continuously keep it pushing, man. And as far as the pandemic, man, my mindset been on a whole different level, man. It's kind of like you gotta eat what you kill, man. So I feel like this: if you're a real hustler, then you gotta be doing your thing in these times right now because everybody know, we've been hustling for so long. The last couple of years, everything's been great. But
Mhm.
then when that big boom happened this year, everybody started running with their heads cut off. This is the time you got to make sure you got everything tight and pulled together and go out here and get it, man. That's my whole mindset every day. I just tell my team we will get 2 deals today. I told them
Yeah.
that this morning. Guess how many deals we got today? We got 2 deals today. You know what I mean? So I like to
Yeah.
speak it into existence and then put the action towards it.
Are you who are you learning? Who did you learn minds meditation from? Who are you learning this stuff from?
Man, you know what? I don't know specifically what I learned it from. I just downloaded this app. I think it's called like Calm,
Uh-huh.
and someone told me to download that app. And ever since I downloaded that app, I like to cut all the lights off. I like to let it kind of, it's like raindrops and stuff like that, you know. And
Yeah.
then I have a meditation app where it's like someone speaking to you or they're reading Bible verses, and you just sit, you relax in the dark, and just let everything flow through. Man, that works for me. I like peace. I'm a big fan of peace for sure.
Wow. That I wasn't expecting that. Well, wow, that's pretty impressive. So you got the mindset strong. You go to the office and you're the king of acquisitions, right? A lot of
Oh,
everyone in the
appreciate
wholesale
that.
industry, they know that they've seen you cold call. People wholesalers have called me and said, "Hey, Keith Everett was cold calling and he said this and this and that."
Yeah.
So for a beginner trying to get to their first deal or their first 10 deals, how did you get good at acquisitions?
Man, you know what? I never really had any type of sales job or any type of position or anything like that. But
Yeah.
one thing I will say, I always was good around people. You know what I mean? I think
Uh-huh.
that's one of the biggest keys, especially when somebody trying to hire somebody on their team, is that person, how do they interact with other individuals?
Yeah.
Are they a standoff type of person? Can they
Mhm.
mingle with any type of crowd? Are
Uh-huh.
they able to get very intimate with the customer? Because you got to think about this. When somebody tell you they just lost somebody, you have to learn how to be intimate with that person for
Uh-huh.
the conversation to remain comfortable. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And a lot of people, they may be going through something themselves. They're not able to open up like that because they battling their own, I ain't gonna say demons, but battles inside that they already going through. So I
Yeah.
always was a likable guy. I always liked to be around people. I always understood people and what they needed. So all I did was just transition that to real estate. Hey, how you doing today? I told the seller yesterday, I said, listen, other than the property, I mean, how your day going with everything that's going on right now?
Yeah.
How you spending your holidays? I
Yeah.
mean, how's your mental space right now? When you start talking like that to the seller, they feel like they got a friend. And I tell my team all the time, your goal should never just to be to get a deal all the time. Your goal is to make a friend today. If you
Yeah.
make enough friends today, guess what? You eventually gonna run into a deal.
That's crazy. And so I actually used to work at a club before I got into real estate.
Okay?
So I had no sales experience at all.
Mm.
And I remember I started cold calling and I started setting appointments. And my broker at the time was like, "How are you doing this, Brian? Like, how are you? You're going on appointments, you're getting listings, you're like brand new." And I was like, honestly, I just call until I find someone that wants to sell.
Right.
I push as hard as I possibly can to connect with them
Yeah.
and then get an appointment, sit down with them and try to connect and get the signature. So
Right.
it sounds like that's kind of what you're doing, but are you guys locking most of your stuff up over the phone or are you guys still going on appointments?
Man, to be honest with you, we doing both. We doing whatever it takes. Majority, we are locking them up over the phone.
Yeah.
I would say probably about 80% is over the phone, but we still do got that 20% where somebody may not have an email,
Yeah.
or somebody may have multiple people already coming out to the property. So if you can't lock them down over the phone right then and there, you need to be at least the first or the last person. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All the time. So I'll be lying to say we lock up every deal virtually. That's not even possible because everybody is not into the email thing or the DocuSign or right signature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we tell our team be open minded. If we're off by 20 grand, then we need to schedule an appointment to get out there and take a look at the property. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So 80% we over the phone, but it is that 20% where we still like to get busy in person.
Okay. And then, so you actually have an acquisitions course.
Yeah.
What exactly are you teaching in that course if someone wants to get better at acquisitions?
Man, massive order acquisitions 101. A lot of people don't know this. I recorded the whole course in literally 24 hours. 24 hours. I stayed up a whole day and recorded the course. It got 60 plus videos. It's like 20 documents on there, 10 plus live videos. And I'm on the phone, on the line. Because I wanted to always show people. I never wanted to be that type of person who just teaches somebody what to do. I wanted to actually show them. So I showed myself so many times on Instagram Live before I ever, got the opportunity to drop the course. So people already knew it was for real already. So we're talking about psychology. We're talking about cold calling on the course, how to make offers over the phone, how to correctly present an offer, how to pull more pain out of the seller, so that way you can discover what the true motivation is, how to create urgency, what to do when the seller say I need to think about it, which is objections. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? How to negotiate back and forth. So if somebody is having trouble with
Mhm.
closing more deals, because that's a big part of scaling. If you can't close deals or you don't have any type of sales skills, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. So I
Yeah.
tell anybody, man, to definitely get that course if you're looking for somebody who break everything down, how to identify the four personality types. You know what I mean? How to know, because it's, to me, I use a different method depending on the seller. You know, are they red, they're blue, they're green, they're yellow, are they emotional, or they just like, hey, listen, shoot me an offer. Because if you just going at every seller the same way, I can guarantee you're not closing that many deals. You got to
Yeah.
have a different strategy depending on the person that you're talking to.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, how much is it on Black Friday? This is probably going to come out Thursday or Friday. How much is it right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is one. Well, right now it's 497, but with the 60% off, it's only gonna be 197. 60 plus videos for 197, man. Like if you, I can't even force nobody to get that at that price. You know what I mean? And we
Yeah.
got so many different testimonials. Guys closing their first 40 to 50K in a month. You know, a guy closed a deal for like 181,000. That makes me feel good. Another guy, my guy Jonathan, man, he just from Memphis, he just closed 81,000 last week. And when I first met this dude, he was barely trying to get a deal. You know what I mean? So to me, when they send me messages like that, that's what makes me happy. I mean, of course, there's only so many real estate deals you can actually do yourself that
Yeah.
make you feel good. But at this point, man, it's all about what other people are doing.
Yeah. And so I flip houses. I don't really wholesale much. And people are always asking me, like, how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it? Like flipping, wholesaling, it's all sales, right?
Yeah,
If you can't sell, you're not going to get a deal. I don't care what CRM you have, what Podio, what kind of marketing. If you can't sell, you're not going to close deals,
yes, sir.
period. So, if you're listening to this, $200 is nothing to invest. So make sure to go in there and invest in the course.
Yes, sir.
And the next topic I want to talk to you about is coaching.
Yeah.
What kind of coaching have you received in wholesaling?
So, man, so the first person that I ever, the first program that I actually ever purchased was back in 2016. My guy Nick Ruiz,
Uh-huh.
he's out of Wisconsin. Is it Wisconsin? No, Minnesota. He's out
Mhm.
of no, it is. I think it's Wisconsin or no, it's Milwaukee. Matter of fact. So Nick, he was the first person that I ever seen. I bought into his program. When it comes to like events, I went to Sean Terry's event second, and
Uh-huh.
then that's when I tapped in with my All In family. You know, Carlos, Sal, and Alex. So I
Yeah.
tapped in with those gentlemen like around like in 2017.
Mhm.
So really, man, that's really about it, man. So Nick Ruiz, Sean Terry, shout out to the All In guys. I mean, I
Uh-huh.
really that's only blocks I've really been around when it comes to learning the game, man. So
Yeah.
I try to tap in with some guys who really knew what they was talking about, man, and we had no problem.
So, how important is it to get coaching in this business? Do you think you would be where you're at right now if you would have never spent a dollar and you try to get it all on YouTube?
I don't think nobody would, because sometimes that even if you go to an event and you know some of the stuff that they talking about, at least you're verifying what you already know, and that's very important. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And also, I feel like a great mentor or a great coach is one of the only cheat codes when it comes to get to success the fastest. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And well, you can kind of cut the learning curve in half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say, if you got a great coach, somebody that absolutely know what they are doing, it's unlimited money that is worth to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I done dropped 20,000 before, and I'm still like, yes, like that was great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But guess what? We got exactly what we was looking for, man. And that's how we look at it. We don't let nobody drop no money. We're gonna be very serious. We always like to show our hoods before we start talking to people. Before I ever try to teach you, I'm gonna show you my hoods. I
Yeah.
feel like that's important, man. I feel like the people deserve that. So they know that, hey, listen, this guy done been through what I'm going through right now, or what I'm looking to get to. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And that's what I love about it, man. I really got a passion for this. I'm not just doing this because I just want to make some money. We already making money, to be honest with you, Brian. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
But
know.
at the same time, of course, this is a business. But man, I want to touch the world. I want to touch the people. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I want to know how, you know, I want to know how LeBron James feel when he say something and the people just like, man, this our hero. You know,
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali. You know, Martin Luther. You know, any of these guys. I want to know how I feel to touch the world. And
Yeah.
I feel like, that's my true mission and my true calling in life, man. I want to talk to the people who trying to figure out how to pay their bills at 2 a.m. in the morning, man, and they know the first coming up the next day, or you know what I mean. Them the type
Yeah.
of people I want to talk to, and even
Yeah.
people who just get into the business. They made a deal. They might be doing, 4 or 5 deals a month. I want to show them how to go even, further than that.
Yeah.
So my mission is just, potentially just touch the world, man. That's it.
Yeah. Well, you're my hero, so you got one right here. but
Gosh, salute, man.
so my business, I started real estate 2015. I didn't start getting coached by Ryan Pineda until this year.
Right,
And
Ryan, Ryan.
my business blew up since then because I knew real estate already,
Right.
but like having someone there that you're like, hey, what about this? Do you think I should do this? He saved me so much money different times that I've been like, hey, Ryan, do you think I should buy this deal? Don't buy it. I'm like, okay, that's months, that's
Yeah,
thousands of dollars of time, effort that I
yeah,
saved by just getting his advice.
yeah.
So,
Shout out to Ryan too, man. I met him at an event one time, and he always been a genuine guy, man. He's a family man. I got a lot of
mhm,
respect for him. I don't talk to him quite often, but
mhm.
he's one of those type of guys, man. I always have respect for, 100% for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Ryan for sure is my mentor and has changed my life. So I know you coach. So your 2 day transformation, what is that exactly?
Man, 2 day transformation is kicking off next week, December the 4th and 5th. We
Uh-huh.
got people flying in town from New Jersey, New York, Boston, Florida, Texas, Memphis, Atlanta, Tampa, Florida. We got people coming from Durham, North Carolina, Charlotte. We got people coming from everywhere, man, California. So the 2 day transformation is like a 2 day workshop.
Uh-huh.
It's not one of those type of events where we're trying to hype you up and put your hands. No, no, no. It's an information overload for 2 straight days.
uh-huh.
We're going to show you exactly what we're doing, or exactly what we did to scale up our business. And we're not going to show you what we do. We're going to show you specifically how you do it.
Mhm,
So you're gonna get thrown into a private Facebook community,
mhm.
right? We're gonna leave away with so many documents. Like we know how somebody always talk about marketing at the event,
Yeah.
but we give out flow charts showing you how to implement the marketing. We give you a Google Drive and we're gonna show you exactly how to implement the strategies, how to do your market research. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? We giving out Google Drives and everything, man. So when you leave this event, I don't want you to say, "Oh, they taught me what to do," but I want people to say these guys actually showed us how to do it, and that's our
Okay.
main goal, man. It's just to show people not what we do, but actually show them how to do it. So when they leave, they're not looking like, "Oh man, I need to go to a whole bunch of more events."
Yeah.
I want to make it a one-stop shop, man, and that's our goal, man. We want to show people how to scale up, and this is like our fifth or sixth event, and
Mhm.
this is the biggest one we done had so far, man. So we looking forward to it next week.
Wow. So with that event, so you do wholesaling locally and then you do virtual wholesaling also?
Yes, sir. Correct,
And then
100%.
and then you also flip houses,
Yes,
right?
sir, 100%. We actually getting ready to meet one of our contractors after this. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we love flipping, man. I mean, I like flipping. I'm into the fixtures and when the house look ugly, how to make it back. I really like doing that, man. It's pretty fun. But yeah, we
Yeah.
do a lot of wholesaling and flipping. As far as on the cash flow side, we're starting to get into that now.
Mhm.
But mainly right now, we just building up a lot of capital right now. Just to be honest with you, sure.
So are you gonna talk about the virtual flipping and the flipping at your event?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so you're gonna
100%.
get
Yes, sir.
flipping, virtual wholesaling, and regular wholesaling.
Yep, yep, yep. We're gonna talk about that for sure. Private money lending, everything, man. So we're gonna talk about everything.
Okay. So the last thing I want to touch on before we wrap this up. So let's just say there's someone listening to this and maybe they do 5 deals a year or 10 deals a year. What piece of advice would you give them to get from making like 6 figures to 7 figures?
Man, I would say definitely, man. Number one is gonna start with the marketing. You know what I mean? You got to figure out not just put a lot more money into marketing, but if you're doing that many deals already, you need to figure out what is working and what's not really working.
Mhm,
For us, we found out that cold calling is our bread and butter.
mhm,
So we got 10 plus cold callers. That's what we like to do. That's
mhm,
one of the things we like to do, but that's where we get the majority of our deals at. So number one, put more money into marketing.
mhm,
You need to check your company structure. You need to make sure that you're not wasting a lot of time talking to cold leads. Every lead that comes into our system is either warm or hot. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Our acquisition managers, they are only talking to warm and hot leads. That's it. They're not talking to cold leads. They won't got time for that. That's gonna burn them out. We
Yeah.
got answering services and people like that, or VAs who's talking to all the cold leads to filter them out for our acquisition managers. So I would say make sure your company structure is correct. And of
Hmm.
course, you got to make sure your sales is correct as well. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So that's going to be very, very important because if you're going into these bigger markets or in any type of market, you got to make sure that you can close deals. So I
Hmm.
would say definitely more marketing, figure out, what's working. I would say second thing, make sure that you only talking to warm and hot leads all day, whether you got to get an answer service,
Hmm.
you got to get some VAs in the background. And the third thing is make sure your sales is on point, man. So I think those three things, if you just at least start there, I can almost guarantee that you're going to scale up. You're going to start doing more deals for sure.
So if somebody has, let's just say, 10,000 or whatever dollars in their bank account, would you advise someone like that to still be cold calling themselves, or would you be like, hey, you know what? That's a waste of your time. You should invest this money here and do this.
I would say so. I would say starting off, I would still be cold calling, and then what
Hmm.
I'll do is just get like two more deals, and then I'll just stop and hire some lead managers. So
Hmm.
whatever it's gonna take, if it's gonna take me a whole 30 days to get those two deals, once I get those deals off, I'm not just gonna blow my money. I'm gonna go hire some people. I'm gonna go give me some VAs. Anything that I can't handle, make sure that they picking it up behind me, man. They got my back. That's it. I'll still be front line and make sure that they got my back until I can grow it enough where I can step to the side and then I can hire some acquisition managers. So that's what I would do for sure. But I'm not a big fan. 10,000 is really not a lot in this business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this thing, if you get two more deals, you get two more 10,000. That's 30,000, and we both know that hiring a VA ain't that much when you got that type of money.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Well, that's very practical advice, and that's the stuff that I love. Practical,
Sure.
real advice. Flow charts, VAs, what systems to use. Because anyone could say, "Hey, hire cold callers." Okay, that how that goes. Just going out there, just hiring random cold
Right.
callers. That's not gonna get you
That's
far.
never get the job done. It's gonna be kind of. So yeah, I agree with that for sure.
All right, brother. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, and you also have a CRM. So if anyone needs a CRM, the link is going to be in the description below.
Yes, sir.
Check out the 2-day course. Check out the acquisitions course.
Yes,
That
sir.
that to me that is a no-brainer. The 2-day course, if you're ready, yeah. But the mastery of acquisitions, that's a no-brainer.
For
And
everybody.
thank you again. I really appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much. I
appreciate it,
appreciate it.
Brian, man. Appreciate you, man. Much love and blessings to you for sure.
All right, thank you, brother. I really appreciate it.